Hey guys, welcome to thepixellab.net. Today I'm going to show you a plugin that's going to allow you to destroy and obliterate stuff, which is awesome. So you remember Grayscale Gorilla did a plugin tutorial on destruction a while back, which is basically a plugin to cut stuff up. And you know what, there's a new one out there, and I've tried it out and I feel like it's a little bit less buggy than destruction, and they just came out with a version of R12 not too long ago, so I'm going to show it to you real quick. The plugin's called Thrausi, and it's really cool. You can find it on C4D.com. So after you download it and install it, actually quick, I'm going to show you why Thrausi is awesome. So if you use a text object, and we're going to go ahead and put that in a deformer, and maybe we'll use like explosion, go ahead and put that in the motext, and we'll go ahead and turn the strength up. So what you'll notice is, if you get in close, these things that are exploding, it's exploding all the segments and the polygons, right? Well, they're flat. There is no depth to them, which is kind of a cool effect if you want to go that way. But what Thrausi does is it will give you, it'll chop up your object and give you depth to all those chunks, which is really cool because, hey, it's a 3D program, right? Let's get some depth on all this stuff. All right, let's rock and roll here. We'll put my name in there. Shameless self-promotion. Here we go. All right, we'll go to plugins, Thrausi, and we'll go to the top one, just Thrausi. And you get quite a few options in here. Lots of stuff to play with, and dynamics and materials, all this stuff. Let's just focus on pieces for right now. This is how many pieces it will cut your object into. So we'll go to something like 60, and then all you have to do is hit break now. And if you'll notice, it starts going through and just literally chopping everything up. And after it's done chopping it up, it'll actually piece it all back together and give you the proper Phong angles and everything, so that if you render right now, you couldn't see any slices in there, which is really cool. It's kind of helpful. All right, so that's done. And then if we close it out, let's take a look at what we got here. We have one fracture object for each of the letters. We'll go ahead and turn all these fracture objects on. Actually, we're going to need them on. And if we twirl these down, you can see that it broke them into 60 pieces per letter. And then you can also see it made a bunch of textures over here. We'll get into that in a second. So let's put all these into a group by hitting Option G. All right, now let's get some randomness to these. I'm not going to show you how to destroy stuff. It's pretty easy. You can literally just put on a dynamics tag, let the dynamics and gravity take over, and all these chunks will kind of spill onto the ground, right? Well, I want to show you a way that I've used Thrausi to make kind of a cool design. So we're going to go to MoGraph, Effector, and then we'll go to Random Effector. And what we need to do is go into all these fracture objects, and in the effectors, we need to drag the random effector. And then you'll see that it's affecting all the little chunks, right? So now you're seeing all these chunks have depth to them, which is really cool. What I've done in the past is I'll take my random effector and I'll knock that way down, maybe like 5, and then you can see you're getting your text. Well, if we hit render, and if we put on shadows too, actually I'm going to turn off the floor, that's kind of ugly. Let's go ahead and hit render. So you can see that we're getting the nice shadows on all the chunks. It gives it a lot of depth. It's kind of a cool cool design. I mean, you could make this texture into a metal and get some metal shards coming together. And then what you can do is, I'll give you another idea of what you can do. You can have a big kind of field of these chunks, and then if you go into your effector strength, you can kind of bring them down and form the letter, which is pretty cool. But even leaving a little bit of space between them, just having it kind of sit there but not quite form together, is really cool. All right, let's talk about another cool feature of Thrausi. These materials that it makes, really cool, because if you look at these, one is called cut inside and one is cut outside. So what you're able to do, let's go ahead and change this color to something bright. What you're able to do is actually change the color of the inside of the fracture really easily. And that way you can get some very cool designs really quick. So we got that going on, and then the outside, you can change that one to something that looks pretty cool, huh? Alright, I'm not going to get into too many more details. I kind of just want to give you a brief overview of Thrausi and how awesome it is. Lots of possibilities. Like I said, you can do that breaking up buildings and demolishing them. You could have a pane of glass shattering. You could have a road that has a fracture going through it, and could be like an earthquake. The options are endless. So that's Thrausi. I'm sure that you've heard about it before. It's been pretty popular these days. But if you haven't, there you go. Now you know. Go make some cool stuff. Talk to you guys later. Bye.